Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And, of course, we start with the Hermit. The Hermit is your superpower card. This is the card that rules the sign of Virgo. Okay, this is your very best self, you know. This is also a card of kind of preferring to be alone right now. I feel like you're a very social person. I feel like you, and maybe, you know, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we've been in winter starting to give way, at least where we live, starting to give way to spring a little bit. You can see that the battle has been waged. And so I wonder if, you know, during the winter months you do kind of go hermit mode, or if there has been a period of time in your life, maybe the last couple of months, maybe, right, where you have been a little bit more focused on internal work. You know, it was always in the fall and winter where I would sort of forego the social scene, you know, and I'd spend more time in prayer and meditation and worship and education, self-education, development, and kind of working on the interior world, right, where we're focused on what's skin level and inside rather than what's outside, you know, the interior stuff. So I feel like that's kind of where your energy is right now with this Hermit energy. I feel like there was some intentional sequestering of ourselves in order to, you know, fortify ourselves, to reaffirm our path, to work on certain things, okay? I think that you have realized the fertile ground that we all are, and when we have the opportunity to do the work on ourselves, we take advantage, right? Because we're trying to grow, you know, all the time. And so I feel like we take advantage of those moments where we have some downtime, we have some time to ourselves. Maybe work has been slow. Maybe there's been other things going on in the external world that have promoted our introspection. Okay, if I can maybe put it that way. In other words, maybe there's things that have happened in the external world that just sort of have forced us into hermit mode a little bit. You know, have encouraged us to kind of to focus on what's inside, because the outside stuff isn't really progressing in the best way possible. So there are instances where we can find the positive in those external circumstances and use them as opportunities to, you know, to grow and reflect and introspect and all of that yummy stuff. You know, let's put this card into some context, because I wonder what is happening in your life that's either now drawing you out of hermit mode or is perhaps encouraging you back into hermit mode. We've got the Empress. Well, if the Empress represents springtime, I think that's it. What I think's going on here between these two is that you've planted the seeds of your own self-development, and I think those seeds are coming to fruition. Something in your life that you have been focusing on, like the, you know, kind of an internal thing, it's being born into the world now through the Empress energy. It's ready to be born. It's ready to go from inside to then outside into the world. Okay? Something that you've been working on is ready to be born. Yeah. We have a 3 of Cups. We have a 2 of Swords, 6 of Cups, and a 10 of... Oh, double card, 10 of Pentacles, but also the 5 of Cups coming with it. Very interesting here. We're going to leave those as a double energy. We're going to be leaving those as a double energy. And I think there's a reason for that. Okay. Over here on the path of the Serpent, we have a 2 of Pentacles. We have a 6 of Pentacles. We have the Chariot card. And we've got the Fool. Yeah, you've got a lot of really great energies here today. This is a beautiful reading. A lot of very positive cards. I know the Five of Cups seems like a little bit challenging, right? But I think it's interesting, especially when we're kind of looking at a Ten of Pentacles, to see the Five of Cups too, because it's basically saying that you're not going to reach a point where you're just sort of done. Like there's no final finish line outcome product that you're sort of doing. It's not like there's a final number that you're going to hit, you know? And I think the question here really is how much is enough? You know, like let's say we have a goal. I want to make $1 million or whatever, right? Then when you make the $1 million, right, you get your Ten of Pentacles, you get your wealth. There comes a little bit of dissatisfaction too. It's like, I'm not really satisfied with that anymore. Maybe I'll do 2. Maybe I'll go for another $1 million. You know, we sort of get more and more, we get more desirous of the thing once we get it, you know. And maybe it's like this is a positive thing. This is kind of motivating us because it's like, wow, I finished the marathon. Well, now I realize I can do it. I want to run another one. So then we're training. We're back in hermit mode. We're getting ready. We're fortifying ourselves. We're learning. We're developing. We're growing. And then we're gonna, you know, sort of give birth to the next thing, or the next phase of things, or the next iteration, or the next better version of things, right? So it's kind of a never-ending process here. Yeah. And I think that this is sort of the energy that you're moving into right now. Okay, that you're about to give birth to what you have been working on. The Hermit has been foregoing friends, family, social events, and maybe we're taking advantage of the natural cycles of the earth, you know, as at least in the northern hemisphere here, it's winter, it's a good time to kind of naturally just stay inside and focus on your stuff. And you know, I think that even, you know, this is like, so let's say staying home and you're focusing on your art, or you finally finished that book that you've been working on, you know, and you've taken these winter months to say, that's it, I'm just going to do it. I don't need, you know, the holidays are over, family and friends. I just need to focus on this. I need to be alone for a while, spend time with myself, doing the thing I do, doing the art, doing the creative work that you do. Okay. And I think that it's ready to be born into the world. And I think it's coming, it's happening. Okay, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you might know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments below. Okay? Now, let's look around the room. We see so many great things. We see double majors here, double majors here. Okay? Anytime the major arcana are touching each other, basically overlapping or, you know, connected to each other, we really have to take the energies at the same, and kind of in the same breath. Okay. And I think with the Fool and the Chariot here, it's kind of like we're looking for more adventure. You know, we're looking to continue our quest. If this is the end of the race, there is a certain dissatisfaction that comes with the end of the race. And it motivates us to start another adventure, a new adventure, on a higher plane. Okay, so I feel like this is not just a circle where you just keep running the same marathon over and over and over again, the same dirt bike track or whatever, you know. We're changing racetracks. We're going to a new course, which is going to force us into another hermit mode to sort of develop and learn and figure things out and work on it and figure out the path and understand it and do the work, right? And give birth to the next thing or the next version of the thing, or to expand on the thing, right, that we're doing. It's not just you write one novel and that's it. I think it's you're the writer who writes, you're the racer who races, you know, you're the person that does the thing, right? And I think there are natural cycles of sort of, you know, the hermit mode and then the sort of extroversion that we might get with the Empress here. So we've got our majors. We don't have any fire right now. I think the fire is maybe coming after the Fool energy somewhere, maybe next week. Stay tuned for your next reading to see if the fire energy comes in. Right now we've got water, 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 a little bit of air, some fresh air over here. And then we've got earth, earth, and earth. Okay? Water, water, water. Is that right? 3 and 3. Water, water, water. Earth, earth, earth. So to me, it feels like your dreams are just about to come true. What you've been working on is about to bear fruit. It's time to harvest. Okay? That you have been keeping your head down, doing the work for a long time, and you're about to reap the rewards. Okay? And so there's no fire energy here because it's kind of like the time for all of the conflict and all the striving and all the ambition is giving way to pleasure and satisfaction and wealth and love and all this beautiful stuff. Okay? This is the result of all of your fire energy work. This is the result of all of your effort. And I think the Fool is beginning the next cycle, again, on a higher plane. It's a spiral. Okay? And I kind of feel like there have been some naysayers in your life, like some people have maybe accused you of being too obsessed with what you're doing, or like you're too, almost like you're too fixated on the work or the art or the project or the task or whatever it is that you're sort of focusing on. It could be a relationship, I guess, that you're so focused on the thing that you're doing right now that you sort of have ignored other things in life. And I think that's part of the Hermit's sacrifice. You know, I'm happy we don't see the Hanged Man here today because I think we saw that yesterday. I think today is not the time for sacrifice, it's the time for rewards. But the Hermit, we know, has sacrificed. The Hermit has sacrificed who they were at the time for who they're becoming. Has sacrificed, you know, it's kind of like what we would sacrifice to bring into the world that which we have been incubating. And I feel like the Hermit has been the incubator, right? Kind of represents a fertile earth energy, the Hermit. And I feel like you have been planting your seed in that fertile earth, and it's about to spring forth in abundance. It's about to be born into the world, what you've been doing. And these are all the rewards that we see, and this is what's coming next for you. This is really, really beautiful reading. The 3 of Cups underneath everything, it's kind of like you do have a social side to you. You want other people in your life. You want to have friends. You want to make connections. You want to have intimacy. And so I feel like this is all of that desire for intimacy, all that desire for pleasure and reward and for the parties and for the social events and for all the fun and stuff of life that you've had to sort of put underneath the surface here in order to focus on giving birth to this most amazing thing, whatever this is for you. Okay? And in a way, I think the 3 of Cups is, it's that desire for the completion. It's the desire for, I don't want to say recognition, but it's the desire for the successful completion and really like a gratitude, like an appreciation for the path. You want to feel that all of your efforts have been worth it. You know, and so this is still kind of an internal energy. You just want to feel like it was all worth the sacrifices. It was worth the Hermit's sacrifice, everything that we had to forego, right? It was kind of like, I want to feel like it's worth it, you know. But what I like about this card is that it's connecting directly with our 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups, of course, is family, community, celebration. I feel like you're turning from Hermit mode into Empress mode. Hosting parties, inviting people over, come look at what I've built, come celebrate with me, come over and partake of the joy and beauty and the success from what you have done, what you have given birth to, what you have brought into the world, whether it's I don't know, it's a business thing that you've been working on, it's some area of your life that you saw needed your attention, so the Hermit went Hermit mode, and gave that thing attention to gestate it, to incubate it, to bring it to life. Maybe that was a relationship. Maybe this is about you sort of bringing something back to health. Maybe you have identified, and that's what we're talking about, the 2 of Swords now. You've identified some area of your life that was not really growing to abundance, right? Maybe it was a relationship that wasn't quite as good as it could have been. You realize that there was some potential beauty in your life that was not getting the investment of time, effort, energy, and or money that it needed. So you said, I'm going to focus on it. Maybe it's the book that was on sort of in the back of your mind for a lot of years. Maybe it's a certain relationship that you just saw was like not really thriving, right? So you put your attention on it and you brought it, you almost like you nursed it back to health. And now it is wonderfully successful, and I think that that's the pleasure and the beauty and the joy, the harmony and resonance we see up here. Okay, so I think it's something that you deeply care about, and you decided that it would take priority in your life. Okay, this Two of Swords is a decision that we've made. I think we make the right decisions in an alliance between our logical mind and our intuition, or like the heart mind kind of thing. And I think that we've identified, like I said, that area, that project, that wish, that aspiration, that certain dimension of our life that needed to grow a little bit more, right? So we worked on, like the seed was already planted, but nobody was tending the garden, right? So you took it upon yourself to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to write that book now. I'm going to sort of focus on this relationship and make it as good as it can be. I'm going to bring out the potential of this thing that's there. And I think that you are absolutely doing that with that Six of Cups. This is all the joy, right? This is the joy of having succeeded in bringing something into this world, bringing something to fruition. Okay. Whether this is that relationship that now is a strong and beautiful and healthy relationship, maybe with a family member, a friend, a coworker, a lover. So it could be something along those lines. This could be something that's more of a kind of a personal creative endeavor or an artistic endeavor. It could be a business thing. It could be your own personal goals, health, or even financially, related. This is the joy of bringing something, of harvesting, harvesting the benefits of all of the hard work, all the attention and the sacrifice and the investment. The Hermit is kind of the one who invests in something, right? And it's kind of saying, I'm foregoing all of the pleasure today in order to have a greater and deeper pleasure and meaning tomorrow. I'm sacrificing who I am today for who I am going to become tomorrow, okay? And I think you're absolutely doing that. And now with the Empress energy, it's like you have to take care of this. You have a responsibility to this thing now, right? Whatever this is that you're bringing into the world, you have to sort of take care of it and maintain it. If this is a relationship, or if it's your book that you wrote, well, now you have to it's your baby, right? Now you've got to take care of that. You've got to go do the press stuff. You've got to do the interviews. You've got to promote the book. You've got to kind of advocate for your child, the thing that you've created. Or if it's this relationship, of course, we know that relationships take a lot of maintenance and a lot of attention too, to maintain that's the strength of that bond and the health of the relationship. And I feel like you're getting back out there into the kind of social network, kind of getting back to those things that we had to sacrifice while we were working so hard. And now in the future position, you've got the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is the picture of your best life. This is the idea of wealth, okay? And this is kind of what you're looking at, right? You're looking at this thing that now it seems like a finished product, but you're understanding that the 10 is only an arbitrary kind of goal. The 10 only exists to give space to all the other numbers of pentacles, right? So in a way, the 10 of Pentacles is just a way of saying an infinite number of things. It's not just a 10 of Pentacles, it's an 11. It's a 12. It's a 12,000. It's a million of Pentacles. It's however many Pentacles you want. It's just because we're base 10, we say 9, 10, and then an infinite number. Other cultures, they're maybe base 3. They say 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then there's a whole bunch more. Infinite number more, right? We just happen to be, base 10, most of us anyway. So you're looking at the goal as being completely fluid and dynamic and growing and evolving. This is going to expand or contract based on a lot of factors, on you and, of course, external circumstances, right? So you are identifying this, and you're realizing, I think, the Empress is looking at this and thinking, this is going to need my maintenance. I'm going to have, this isn't just, I did it, I can go party and celebrate, and I never have to think of this again. Because now there's a 5 of Cups. Now it's like we have to make sure that we maintain what we're building and the life that the best life that we're after. We've got to maintain this. We want to try to maintain the 6. But we know that life is all about going from a 6 to a 5 to a 6 to a 5 to a 6 to a 5. That's life. We're trying to maintain this perfect harmony and resonance of everything around us. Some things are going to fall out of balance, and then, oh, that needs my attention. I got to bring it back to a 6. Okay? And oh, it's kind of starting to fall out of harmony again. Oh, I got to focus on it to bring it back up to par, right? Bring it back up to this harmony. And that's what life is. The 6s are we're in harmony with the process of change, that we're adapting at the same vibration, the same rate as the external world is changing. And so there's a constant harmony. Everything is sort of balanced and working together. The world changes, I change. The world changes, I change. And that's 6, and then I feel the 5. That means I got to adapt to the 6. I've got to reharmonize with life, And so I think moving forward, you're realizing that there are different aspects of your best life that need your attention. So the 5 is like, okay, there's a disharmony somewhere, whether it's in a relationship or finances or your friend over here or your sibling or maybe one of your parents, or it's like, oh, a thing at work, or it's like, oh, my spiritual practice. There's something that sort of falls out of harmony a little bit. That's what needs your attention. So the 5s are very good cards because they kind of are Spirit's way of saying, hey, look over here. It's like you have you stubbed your toe. Your toe is throbbing, painful. That's basically your body's way of saying, hey, look at the toe. Or maybe it's your pinky finger, right? Or maybe it's your back is kind of sore. Maybe you have tension in your neck. I've got a little kind of crick in my neck right here the last few days. It's Spirit's way of saying, look at that area of your life because it needs your attention. It needs your nurturing Empress energy to love it and bring it back to harmony and continue evolving and growing your best life. Yeah. So the 5s are really good cards. The 6s are the ideals. This is what we like. We want to just be in a resonant, harmonious 6 our entire lives. And to do that, we have to pay attention when you feel a 5 of Cups, because that means that some area of your life isn't in harmony yet, or it has fallen out of harmony with the whole, right? And in order to get things back in the harmonious 6s, we've got to make the choice to focus our attention and bring it back to fruition, bring it back to stability, to bring it back to a state of health and wealth. Okay, so that's kind of like, that's why the Fool is saying, I'm ready for the next part of the journey. I'm ready to keep going, right? It's not just a one and done and I can just party. No, we have to still pay attention. Okay, and so I think that we're here celebrating our big win, celebrating what we're bringing to fruition, and then pay attention. Don't take another step. The energy is going to shift, probably unexpectedly, where you're going to get this 5 of Cups feeling. And you're going to say, oh, wait a minute, something in my life's not perfect. Something in my life needs my attention. Something in my life is not in harmony with everything, And I think that in a lot of ways, this is kind of saying, well, I want more, I want different. We need to keep going and evolving and growing. Okay, so this might be like we're kind of looking at the next thing and thinking, okay, now I need to work on this or that. I need to work on my health. I need to work on my exercise. I need to do more of something positive. I need to work on maybe doing less of something that's sort of unhealthy. I have these other relationships that maybe need a little bit of a boost. I have these other things in my career. Maybe this is like, I've got to go promote the book now, or simply the Fool saying, I got to start writing the next book. Okay, but pay attention to what this five, and don't think that there's something wrong with us when we start to feel a 5 of cups again. Especially when things are so good here, and in the future position you got the 5 of cups. It's merely saying that, look, your life is not ending. You just have to identify the next thing, the next step for you. Okay, to apply your energy toward and to restore the harmonious balance and get another one of the. We're trying to maintain this central balance of this central pillar. This is where we really want to be, right? Well, we fall out of harmony in a certain dimension of our life, whether it's in mental, emotional, physical, financial, spiritual, creative. We have to identify that. And it's Spirit saying, look over here. We look at it, we see a 5 of cups, and we say, okay, that's what I'm doing next. Okay. And it's a choice, and it's part logic, part intuition that's saying, okay, that's what I'm going to work on next. Maybe it's another book. Maybe it's promoting this book. Maybe it's saying, okay, I've done the work thing now. I got to make sure that I give some attention to my intimate relationships and make sure those are part of the whole and everything's included. We're looking for balance in life, you know. So let's go to the path of the serpent. As we talk about these cards, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The algorithm on YouTube is kind of wonky, right? So it's important that you hit the like button and leave a comment as well. But hitting the subscribe button and, of course, watching all of your readings is a great way to support the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Your general energy is the 2. We're looking for harmonious changes to make. We're looking for the next step, right? And so in one sense, Spirit's saying, don't take another step. Don't take another step. Enjoy this. Bring the current thing you're doing to fruition. Don't look at tomorrow's energy yet. I shouldn't even be talking about these cards. What you're working on now, bring it to fruition, finish it, allow it to be born into the world, celebrate it, and you know, sort of, and have those good feelings about it. Because I feel like you're already sort of thinking of the next step. Okay, and I'm confident that we're going to have fire here in the mystery card. Because I feel like with the general energy of a 2 of Pentacles, you're already thinking about, okay, well, what do I have to do next? Okay, now that I've finished the manuscript, and that feels like bliss. I finished the book. Well, now I got to send it out to publishers. Now I've got to go and promote it. Now I've got to maybe self-publish. I got to post it on all the social media. Maybe I got to make a YouTube video about it. Maybe I got to tell my friends. Maybe I got to order some copies. I got to find some places I can go read it at a library or whatever, like, you know, a book reading kind of thing. So there's a lot more things that we're sort of anticipating, and we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. But you're someone who likes to plan. I think you're somebody who likes to kind of know, like, okay, you know what, let's toast, let's have the champagne or the apple cider, but let's get back to it. You know, let's get back to work. Let's figure out what's coming next. I feel like you're somebody who you like the celebration, but like, let's say it's a company party or something. Let's say a company Christmas party, and you're celebrating with your coworkers, and then you just kind of you leave early to go back to the office. You know, you leave early to go do some other important things in your life. You leave the company party early to go, you know, got to get home to the dog, or, you know, to go see the family, or to do these other things. I got to go shopping. Like, you're a practical kind of person, you know. So in a way, Spirit is saying, just stop and enjoy what you're bringing to fruition now, because this is present moment energies. This is tomorrow. And this is going to be there tomorrow. The next thing for you to worry about is going to be there tomorrow. And I don't really feel a worry energy. That wasn't the right word to use. It's not a worry. It's a care. It's a concern. It's a love, really. You know, that you're identifying something in front of you. You're looking at something and saying, that needs my love. It's all love. It's not worry. It's not anxiety. It's not obligation. This reading is all love. You love this thing. You want to do it. You focused on it. You wrote the book because you love the book. You care about that thing. And you want to give birth to it. Right? And so this is you seeing the next thing. You love the thing. And it needs you. Yeah. And I think that you're kind of, you know, you're You're a very caring person. And I mean that. And that's a wonderful thing. So anyway, the next card is the Six of Pentacles. This is a very practical kind of card as well, more earth energy. This is maybe the financial harmony. This is the practicality of the thing that you're doing, and you want it to continue to grow and bear fruit. Okay, then we're going to have to continue to maintain this. If this is the manuscript, well, you don't want it to just collect dust on the shelf. You got to send it off to publishers. You have to sort of you have to put your focus into the thing in order to keep it going and to give it life, right? And it's kind of like it's a human thing, because we're the species that will have a baby, right? And it's not just, we don't just leave and we just keep doing our own thing. No, you got to take care of that baby for 18 years or longer. We don't, it's kind of like you can't just give birth to something and then, okay, now I'm going to go, frolic in the wilderness, right? No, it's saying, okay, I've got to keep this thing close to me. We have to raise the thing. And I don't know how many other species on this planet do that. I don't know. Are there, maybe other primates do, I guess, right? And I don't know, that's a good question. Because I'm picturing like a horse or something, right? And it's just like, they kind of push the horse around and then the horse eventually over a few days becomes, fine on its own. But for humans, no. We need to really take care of it. We need to baby the thing for a long time. And I think it's our instinct to take care of something for a long time. You wrote this manuscript, okay, it's your baby, you got to take care of it. You got to give it life. You got to make sure that it grows. You got to teach it how to read. You got to teach it how to feed itself and you got to teach it about the world. And I think that's a big part of our natural, I think we all have this maternal instinct in us, and it really is this idea of needing to care for something to ensure that it grows and develops in the way that it is meant to, according to its nature. Yeah. And the Six of Pentacles is in the position of your relationships. I feel like your next focus might be on, and maybe this is what we're currently talking, maybe it's not a book. Maybe this is a relationship with somebody. And, maybe we are trying to fix or to restore the balance and harmony of a particular living situation, okay? This could be a bunch of people in the house. This could be a bunch of people in the department at work, and your coworkers, okay? The company that you're running, maybe something like this. Because I feel like there's a lot of people and they're all sort of, we're trying to orchestrate them all working together. This is harmony, though. This is success in your relationships, okay? And maybe the reason why we've been able to go hermit mode and focus on the thing that we're giving birth to is because you have harmonious relationships around you that have encouraged you to do this. Okay? Like at the very beginning of the reading, remember I said that maybe there was some external events that promoted you to go hermit mode. I think that's true, but I think it's kind of different than what we were imagining. It's really positive energy. Very positive things happening in your external world that made it feel, this is a good time for me to focus on this novel I'm writing, or a very good time for me to focus on this other relationship or my internal work or your health or whatever it is, your finances. Because I feel that this is like, hey, everything out here is good, boss. You can go into your fortress of solitude and do the things you need to do. We got this out here, It's kind of like when the manager of the pizza parlor is saying, can you guys make the pizza? And everyone's like, yeah, we got this. You go ahead and go do the books in the office or whatever. Right? I used to do pizza for a while. Many years, actually, I did pizza. I worked at Round Table Pizza on the West Coast. I was a delivery driver, but spent a lot of time inside the shop, too, making pizzas and greeting customers and stuff. It was a blast. I loved it. It was a second job, but it was really the most fun job I had. Anyway, except for this one. But this is kind of that idea. It's like the external environment is good. It's in harmony. Things are functioning. Gives you the space needed. Makes you feel, well, okay, I guess if you guys don't need my help out here, I'm going to crawl inside, go hermit mode, go dormant for a minute and work on these things that I need to sort of give birth to, you know. So I like this energy. I think this is very supportive relationships in your life. The external circumstances are such that it allows you to focus on this thing that you've been focusing on, and that is about to be born into the world. Now, the Chariot is in the kind of the position of the obstacle. Okay? The obstacle for you is stopping the Chariot in order to enjoy this harvest, enjoy the bounty and the bliss and the blessings and the abundance that's coming by way of whatever this current project is, or this current relationship, or whatever this focus is. See, I always say the Empress is like the Princess of Pentacles now to full bloom, like in full manifestation, in full potential being developed. Because the Princess of Pentacles is like that area of our life where we recognize it needs some attention. Okay, whether it's a project, a relationship, that hobby, that skill, that talent, that whatever, that endeavor that I had in my life that hasn't really been getting as much attention. The Princess of Pentacles is kind of barren, right? It's kind of like it's dying trees and stuff. We need to bring the life back to it. I've got to breathe life into the thing and build it back up so it can grow into the verdant energy of the Empress, right? And I feel like that's what you're doing. And this is the card that marks the success of that process. The difficult thing, I think, for you is, it's to kind of take the armor off and enjoy this. It's kind of, once you go hermit, it's difficult to go back. Once you go this quest, this night of the Holy Grail, a questing night, it's difficult for you to sometimes take the armor off and get out of the Chariot and just unwind and relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Okay? So the Chariot card here, it's and maybe the opposite is true too, that once we sort of get unwound and we get basking in this glory and in this love, it's difficult to put the armor back on and say, okay, fool, let's go. Let's go be a knight. Let's go start another quest here. Okay? But I feel like we take these two cards together, and I really feel that this is you, like, in a way, it's kind of the knight is taking the armor off, right? The charioteer is taking the armor off and just enjoying, just relax, just play, freedom. The joy of having achieved this and given birth to this, okay? And then, of course, the fool's got to get back in the Chariot, and we've got to get back out into the external world, and we've got to take the next step in our path, right? So I feel like this is really an accordion-style energy. I feel like it's unfolding this way, and then it's going to fold right back in, and we're going to take the next step. But right now, Spirit's saying, don't take another step. Just enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the harmony that you've created in your life right now. And let's look at the mystery card. More fire will come. Fire of ambition. Probably a Queen of Wands. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. It's a 3. Pretty close. 3 of Wands. This is identifying the next sacrifice we got to make. Sometimes this card is like a fear of missing out. Sometimes it's like, I know the right thing to do, but, oh gosh, everybody's still at the party. Everybody's having so much fun at the Christmas party, but I know what I got to do. I got to go back to my office and write a report or send an email or something, right? So it's kind of knowing what comes next and recognizing, acknowledging, and accepting the next sacrifices that we're going to have to make, the next energy investment that we're going to make. Because right now the fool is just dancing around, having a good time at the Christmas party. Eventually, all this energy has to go right back, and that's because we have this fire energy of ambition that says it's time to get back to work. I know what I need to do now. All my guests are leaving. I'm left alone on the island, to focus on what I need to put my head down and work on next. Yeah. So we're understanding and accepting what the next investment of energy will be. Okay. And we're getting ready to take that next step. So I think this is perfect. really a perfect reading for you. We're going to do an extended. We'll do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Okay? We've got to see how this energy unfolds on your next reading. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The readings are free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.